As a sci-fi fantasy fan, I am truly excited for what 2025 has to offer. So in this video, I'm going to cover some of the games that are upcoming this year that I'm really hyped for, and hopefully you are too. So let's get straight into it. I simply could not start this list without starting with my all-time favorite Souls-like, and that is Lies of P. When they announced Lies of P Overture DLC at the State of Play, I was beyond ecstatic. I was just yelling from the top of the roof, just really truly looking forward to playing this because the original was fantastic. And for those who haven't played it, I highly recommend doing so. It is one of the best games you'll ever play, hands down. And so I'm looking forward to all the new elements that they're adding to the game, such as, of course, the new weapons, all the new arms you can take advantage of. I know that in the trailer they showed off some new ones like the shotgun arm, the Wolverine-like arm with the Berserker Barrage animations. You also have new bosses, of course, new lore, which I'm looking forward to especially. And there's just a myriad of different things to get excited for. So if you haven't played Lies of P yet, play it now, and then grab Lies of P Overture when it comes out very soon. So that being said, let's move on to the next game. Oh man, the return of hack and slash is back. 2025 is really seeing the rise of hack and slash games, and Ninja Gaiden 4 is really at the forefront of it all because it is like the OG of hack and slash. I grew up playing Ninja Gaiden back on the Game Gear, and then I transitioned over to Xbox with the original Ninja Gaiden there, and then of course with the Xbox 360 version, Ninja Gaiden 2. But overall, this is a fantastic sci-fi hack and slash ninja series that I recommend to just about anybody who wants that taste of adrenaline, that taste of dopamine. It's just incredible from start to finish. You're always immersed in the game. While the narrative isn't necessarily always there, it's the gameplay that really captures you and just really makes you embrace that power fantasy of being that cyber ninja, Ryu Hayabusa jumping through the sky, you know, Izuna dropping everybody, just completely decimating enemies left and right. And that is the true beauty I feel that we've been missing recently in a lot of games. You know, so many games have been so live service driven, and it just really saps you of life. You know, the market is so oversaturated, but it's such a breath of fresh air to finally get games that feel like actual games and not this pay to win or at least pay to play type of format. You're just turning on the system or your PC, you're jumping right in, and Ninja Gaiden 4 is that game that I'm really itching to play. Now, of course, for those of you who have not played it, I highly recommend grabbing the Game Pass, because Game Pass does have Ninja Gaiden 3 as well as Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, among others. So now's the time to get into the series before it is too late. So that being said, let's move on to the next hype game. The next game on my hype list is Metal Eden. This game combines elements of Doom meets Ghost Runner and fuses them into one fast-paced, rush-heavy cyberpunk thrill adventure. And I'm really excited for that because for so long I've always enjoyed the Doom franchise, but I've always wanted it to be less hellish and more sci-fi. And so Metal Eden spoke to my spirit right there. And just being able to see the fact that you can tailor your arsenal to whatever you want, and everything is just very fast paced, in your face. You can really go above and beyond with all the agility and combat and the mastery. And so seeing that all come together in this trailer was, for me, a truly exhilarating experience that I look forward to diving into and playing. Again, Deep Silver, their portfolio has been pretty strong. They just recently dropped Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. They're also known for Payday, among other games. And so I have a lot of faith in what's to come. And so let me know in the comments section if you're hyped for Metal Eden as well. And that being said, let's move on to the next game. Next up on the list is Digimon Storytime Stranger. And while the hype is certainly around Pokemon and its franchise, Digimon has always had a place in my heart ever since I was little watching the animated series on TV. And the reason was because it took a different approach from that of Pokemon, which was more, I would say, on the fantasy side, more bright and colorful, but Digimon took on a more darker narrative with that sci-fi element thrown in there, and that brought about more emotional connectivity between me and the roster of characters in the show, and the games as well. And that was really the turning point for when I realized Digimon is actually really good. It's an amazing series that I really recommend anyone to check out, whether it's the animated series or just the games in general. Huge shout outs to Digimon World and all the other classics from the PS2 era. Saber Sleuth is a fantastic game that I highly recommend you guys to check out as well. Overall, Digimon story is really looking to be promising, and I'm itching to dive in to learn more about the new narrative and just immerse myself in this fantastic sci-fi world. So, that being said, let's move on to the next game. MindsEye is another sci-fi action adventure that I'm looking forward to, as it combines elements of Grand Theft Auto alongside things like Hitman, which I think is pretty telling because the game was published by IO Interactive, who are known for Hitman, and there is a Rockstar developer behind the game as well. So this is why you're seeing some elements of driving and GTA-like type of gameplay. So that's one thing I'm truly itching to dive into and experience. The trailer definitely was very short, but very sweet. Yes, it's still early in development, as you can tell. There is some jankiness in the gameplay footage, but nevertheless, I have faith in the team that they'll pop off and cook something really special when it comes out later this year. And for one, the visuals look great. That's one thing that caught my eye. The visuals look great, the gunplay looks great, the driving looks great, just a little bit more refining around the edges, and I think this will be a promising one down the road. Let me know if you're hype as well for MindsEye in the comments section. And that being said, let's move on to the next game. Directive 8020 is another upcoming sci-fi thriller I'm looking forward to, as it takes place in outer space, which really gives me Dead Space meets Aliens vibes, and those two combined together is just a recipe for success right there. Not only that, but this game is made by the same team who gave us The Quarry and Until Dawn, so you already know that the narrative is going to be exhilarating, the jump scares are going to be there just in time for the Halloween season. I've always been a huge fan of those types of games where you jump into the experience and it really isn't so much about the gameplay alone. It's really the story that hooks you and your decisions really matter. That's what made Until Dawn and The Quarry so fun, because every decision you made really determined whether or not you would just live to see another day, or you betray your teammates, or just a plethora of options to choose from. And that in itself is a huge reason why I'm definitely excited to try Directive 8020. All that being said, let's dive in to the next game. Tides of Annihilation is another action-packed fantasy experience that I'm really looking forward to diving into and playing, because the gameplay trailer really spoke volumes about what to expect, and just the amount of action and fluidity in the gameplay sequences really looks promising. It gave me vibes of FF16 with a splash of Devil May Cry, and just the visuals, like I said, really sparked my attention right away. And so all I'm looking forward to now is what the story has to provide, because of course if the story is good, then the gameplay is just another added bonus. And so far the voicing, personally for me, I do wish they can use a little bit more fine tuning just to give off more emotion in the characters, but that's just my own personal take. Other than that, the rest of the game looks near flawless, and I really can't wait to see more of the game when it comes out later this year. So that being said, let's move on to the last honorable mention on this list. There is no way I could end this video without mentioning one of, if not the best action RPGs I've ever played, and that has to be Path of Exile 2. This game came out just late last year in December, and so it is still relatively new. It's an early access, and so I know that 2025 is going to be another promising year for content for this game. If you have not dived in, I highly recommend doing so. If you're a build crafting connoisseur, you love to take your character to the next level with near infinite possibilities of character customization. Like, I'm talking hours upon hours of customization that you can possibly come up with. And for me, I am in love. I am hooked. I'm addicted. I don't know how to explain it in words, but every time I log in, time just flies by. And before you know it, it's bedtime and I gotta go to bed. But in the end, I'm really truly hyped for what's in store as far as content. I already know that Path of Exile originally had a plethora of amazing content, and so I will not be surprised if Grinding Gear Games pushed out more and more exciting and thrilling endgame content for Path of Exile 2 fans. So again, if you have not played it, please do so. Now is the best time to jump into Path of Exile 2 while it is still hot. It's always going to be hot. This game will always forever cook. It is, again, truly exhilarating from start to finish. If you love Diablo, if you love that top-down isometric gameplay with action RPG elements combined, and again, near infinite customization, this is the game for you. So, that being said, I appreciate y'all staying all the way to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Look forward to more live streams of Path of Exile 2 alongside many more games in the future. And as always, New Warriors, stay strong, keep fighting, and may the force be with you all, always. Until next time, take care. Peace.